Hey, family, Dr. Jackie here, and today is Monday morning. Welcome to a brand new week. If you are watching live, welcome. If you're watching on the replay, which I'm sure most of you will, because this is pretty early on a Monday, and I'm sure you're either en route to work in traffic or just getting that first cup of coffee, whatever you do to get your morning started. Um, Welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad you're here. So, today we're going to be talking about how to avoid struggle, dusty love. So, we're still in our relationship series, ladies, and we're going to be talking about steps that you can take as a woman, and in particular, as a woman of color, Black woman, how to avoid struggle, dusty love, because this is something that so many of us have fallen into, myself included, in the past. I used to be one of those, I'm going to build my man up, and doesn't matter if he makes way less money than me, or if I make way more money than him. Doesn't matter if he lives, in section 8. I'm going to do what I have to do to make him, to build him up, to build up my man. In other words, build a bear mentality. And that has gotten us nowhere, ladies. It's gotten us literally nowhere. So today I'm going to be talking about how to avoid struggle, dusty love, because who you choose to be in relationship with has everything to do with your success in business, in your career, in your life in general. Who you choose as a partner, or who you choose to be in your life in terms of relationships, friendships, and especially romantic relationships. Now, we can't choose our family, but we can certainly choose our friends, and we can choose those that we choose to be romantically involved with. It says everything about where you'll end up this time next year, where you'll be in 5 years, and how successful you'll be in your life in terms of anything that you're trying to build, whether it's a business, or whether you're trying to climb the corporate ladder, or whether you're just trying to build a happy life, period. Whatever happiness looks like and means for you. Everything matters in terms of who you decide to involve yourself with in terms of a relationship. So, we're going to go through a few points here, and in terms of how to avoid struggle, dusty love. Avoid it, lady, at all costs. Doesn't work. It doesn't benefit you. It's not a good look. And you have everything to lose. You have everything to lose if you decide to engage in those types of relationships, because they're not beneficial. They're not beneficial for you as a Black woman. They may benefit him, and 9 times out of 10, well, 10 times out of 10, it always benefits him. 0 times out of 10, it never benefits you. So, we're going to be talking about how to avoid struggle, dusty love. And the first talking point today is this: resist it. Just simply resist it. Resist the logic that struggle, love works, because it's dusty logic. God did not call you to build a man. That's God's job. God does that. And he only does that when the man is submissive to God. See, these men are out, oh God. These men out here, and the popular talking point is, they're looking for a woman to submit to them. They're looking for a woman to submit to me. I don't want her to submit to me. She's got to submit to me, or else I'm not in there. I'm done. She's got to submit to me. I'm the man. When when you really look at it, they're not even submitting to God. So how can a man expect you to submit to him when he has not submitted to God? And the reason I say that is because if he is satisfied living a dusty lifestyle, you can't tell me that he is submitted to God, because God would never call anyone to live a dusty lifestyle. He's called us to be kings and queens, right? And for a man to say, you know what, a woman's not submitting to me, you know, he's got to ask himself the question, or you've got to ask it for him. Well, are you submitting to God? Are you following the God that you say you serve, or the God that you say you believe in? Right? So simply to say, you know, submitting to a man is all that needs to be done in terms of submission. That's just part of the scenario, because a woman should never submit to any man who is not first submitted to God. If his lifestyle is such that you don't even see no God in it nowhere, or he may say he's this or he may say he's that, but where's the fruit of his lifestyle? Where's the fruit of it? Where's the fruit of what he says he believes in? And if you don't see any fruit when you're in fruit inspecting, and we have every right to do that, then there's nothing for you to submit to. So, number one, resist dusty love logic. They tell you to simply choose better when there's nothing better to choose from. Now, no woman is out here intentionally looking for a dust bandit to submit to or to be in a relationship with. No woman in her right mind intentionally goes out to position herself to attract a dusty man or a man of low value, of no value. Nobody is signing up for that. But what's happening is that these men are so good at game. They're so good at manipulating women. Even if the woman is not their type or their preference, they'll lock her down with everything she wanted to hear, because we as women have a tendency to share too much, especially in the beginning stages of a relationship. We'll say, well, I'm looking for a man who's this, or I'm looking for a man who's that, or, I want him to be this for me. And he becomes that, ladies. He becomes that because he's listening. He's taking notes. And he becomes that for as long as it takes for him to lock you down, whether you're his preference or not. And especially if you're not his preference, because he will lock you down based on what you said you were looking for, just long enough until he can find what it is he really wants. I mean, that's just the truth of the matter. It's just the truth. So there's simply nothing better to choose from, because eventually these very same men who appear to be what we're looking for in the beginning, eventually the dust shows. Eventually the dust settles. And eventually we come to realize that they are the same black man. Ladies, you get the same black man when you reveal too much in the beginning stages of a relationship, because chances are the man that you're vetting is vetting you, right? And he's vetting you to the degree that he's taking notes on what you say you want in a man. And he becomes that for as long as he can. Sometimes it's a few weeks, sometimes it's a few months. It can be even a year or more. He can play the game because they're good at manipulation. They're masters of manipulation. And they become what you want them to be long enough for them to get you where they want you. And when they get you where they want you, the dust begins to settle, and you begin to realize that, hey, you're the same black man. You're the same black man that I said I didn't want. Why? Do you end up like that? Because you told him what you wanted in the beginning, and he became that. He became a version of that. He became a version of that for a long enough, or just enough for you to get sucked in. So there's really nothing better to choose from, because this is their mentality. Okay. So resist dusty love logic. Why? Because there's simply nothing better to choose from. When they say choose better, there's nothing better to choose from. They encourage you to be a ride or die chick, right? When all that means is that you're the one who dies. You're not riding and dying with anybody. You die. Your dreams die. Your money dries up. And you're forced to operate in a masculine energy trying to save the man. That's what ride or die means, ladies. It means that you are rocking hard with this guy, right? You're going hard in the paint for him. You're trying to support him. You're trying to build him up. You're giving him money. You're letting him, use your oven. You're letting him sleep on your sofa. You're giving him this. You're letting him ride your car. You're paying his bills. This, then you're riding, and you'll fight, a lion for him, right? That's what ride or die means. And all that really boils down to, ladies, is that it forces you to operate in a masculine level of energy, trying to save him. And before you know it, you'll look in the mirror and you won't even recognize yourself because you've become a lesser version of yourself when you give all of your energy to a dusty struggle, love, logic. When you give all of your energy to dusty struggle, love, logic, well, I'm just gonna ride with him. I don't care if he ain't got nothing but two pencils and a popsicle stick. I'm gonna ride with him because I see his potential. Right? That's how we rationalize it, ladies. I see his potential. I see where he's going. He's told me what his dreams are. He's told me what he wants to do in the next year. He's told me what he wants to build in 5 years. But what has he done? What has he done? Actions speak louder than words, ladies. And don't ever put yourself in a position to where you are riding and dying with a Dusty who has quote unquote potential. Because the only person that loses in that scenario is you. And you'll wake up one day and try to remember who you were when you were happy, who you were when you had money before you lost it, who you were when you looked better, right? Why? Because you've started to operate in masculine energy. And ladies, we were never designed or created to operate in our masculine energy. Now, for those of us who work in corporate America, yeah, you have to go hard during the day. But we also know, at least I hope we do, that we are women and we carry a feminine energy that we need to rest in as often as possible. And when you are riding and dying for a Dusty, you're forced into a level of masculine energy that is unbecoming to you as a woman. So resist that dusty struggle, love logic, ladies. You don't need to be riding and dying for nobody except you and your family, right? Your children, your parents, your grandchildren, right? So number one, resist dusty love logic. Number two, set proper boundaries. Now, how do we do that? By not revealing too much about yourself in the beginning of the relationship, because he will become exactly what you said you wanted and needed just to lock you down. Ladies, there's something to be gained from being mysterious. And mysterious is a special form of femininity that too many of us don't operate in because we want to be open, right? I just want to be open. I just want to be transparent, you know, but sometimes that is to your detriment and not to your benefit. Keep some things close to the vest, right? Don't tell him what you're looking for. If he asks you, what kind of man are you looking for? You know what your response should be? I'll know it when I see it. And leave it at that. You don't owe him an explanation or a thesis or a dissertation about what you're looking for in a man, because whatever your standards are, let him be who he is. And if he's not meeting your standards, then bounce. Walk away at the very first red flag you see, ladies, without question. And don't even ask him about it. See, that's where we fall into error. When we see something we don't like and we want to talk about it. Well, why'd you do this? Well, what made you do that? Where am I? We try to get into these discussions and conversations, and all they're going to do is lie. Do you really honestly think that a man is going to tell you the truth about why he did anything? No, he's not. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I hurt you. Well, I won't do it again. And then we give him our forgiveness without seeing any change behavior. And when we do that, what you're really telling him is that you're okay with what he did. So To avoid all of that and to avoid this struggle, dusty love mentality, walk away, ladies, at the very first red flag you see without question. Move in silence. Just bounce. Just disappear, ghost. Become a ghost, ladies. It's okay to simply remove yourself in silence and don't look back. Don't build a man financially because if he needs your money, then you're with the wrong man. We're talking about setting proper boundaries. Walk away when you see the first red flag and don't build a man financially because if he needs your money, then you're with the wrong man because he's going to use you. He's going to use you as his come up. And when he gets to where he thinks he needs to be, then he's going to leave and he's going to take your money with him. So don't waste your hard earned coins on a man who needs your money. Money is an investment, ladies. It's not just paper, it's investment. Don't waste it on a man. Don't spend it on a man. Invest in those things that you know that you're going to get a return on. If there's no return on it, keep your money. And chances are, if he needs your money, there's not going to be a return because you're his come up piece. Okay? So let's go back over our talking points. How to avoid dusty love. Number one, resist dusty love's logic. Resist dusty love logic. Number two, set proper boundaries. And number three, these are the signs that he's trying to lure you into a struggle, dusty love type relationship or situationship, right? Because it's not a relationship. Number one, he lives in a dirty, dusty, roach infested home or apartment. You can just spot a dusty just by looking at the way he lives. If you visit him or if you ride in his car or whatever and he's got junk all over the place, he doesn't clean, he doesn't carry himself in a way that's well kept, then he's trying to lure you into struggle, dusty love logic because he's trying to get you to accept his dirt. He's trying to get you to accept his dust, his roach infested home or apartment, right? And the moment you say, "Oh, it's okay." Hey, he got you. He's got you. So, signs he's trying to lure you into struggle, dusty love, the way he lives his life. If it's dusty, if it's dirty, and you accept it, you're halfway there, sis. Number two, if he utilizes your utilities to wash clothes or to cook his food, then he's lured you into struggle, dusty love. If he doesn't have his own quote unquote washer and dryer, if he doesn't have his own real sofa and he has a futon that's half broken down and he wants you to just accept that because he has quote unquote potential, no, he's trying to lure you into struggle, dusty love. And number three, if he hides his phone, if he silences his phone, if he turns off his notifications, all under false pretense because he's trying to preserve that quality time with you and he doesn't want to be disturbed. Right? And if you fall for that, then ladies, guess what? You've just walked yourself right on into a struggle, dusty love situationship. If you don't leave at that very first red flag and you allow him to continue to gaslight you about his phone, then he's lured you into his struggle, dusty love lifestyle. So here's the bottom line. Ladies, you deserve better, right? You deserve better. Divest if you have to, but always put yourself first. The Bible requires that the man be the provider and the protector of his woman. And any man who is comfortable putting you in the role of having to accept struggle, dusty love will end up using you. And not only that, but he'll end up hurting you in the long run if you continue to involve yourself with that particular man. or dusty. So I hope this has been helpful. I hope I've shared some tips, and let me know what you think in the comments. Have you experienced struggle, dusty love? And what was your experience? Did you come out as a better person? Did you come out bitter? Or did you come out better? Hopefully you came out better, right? Hopefully you came out as a better version of yourself, knowing what not to do going forward. So this has been Dr. Jackie. Thanks again for tuning in. And hey, don't forget to like the video so that we can get the algorithms up. Like the video, share the video with someone who you know knows who needs it, right? And comment below, right? Let me know what you think in the comments. And when you do subscribe, I hope you do subscribe. I'd love for you to join our family. We're growing. I'd love for you to join our family. That way, when you join and you hit that bell up in the corner, you'll be notified when I post new content or when I go live. This is something that I'm growing at this point. My goal is to reach 1,000 subscribers in 2022. So help me get there. Help me get the word out. I'm trying to help women from my experience, trying to help women avoid the mistakes that so many of us have made in terms of relationships, and trying to position women to be better, to draw better, to attract better. Even if that better is simply being single and happy. Hey, there's nothing wrong with being single and happy. And really, to be honest, before you can be happy in a relationship, you've got to learn how to be happy with yourself. Because if you're bringing an unhappy self to a relationship dynamic, it's going to fail. It's going to eventually fail. So learning how to be satisfied and happy and whole is the purpose of this channel, so that you can become the best version of yourself, so that you can position yourself to attract more money into your life, multiple streams of income, by creating a business or climbing the corporate ladder, and giving you the right and the permission to define success for yourself, what that looks like for you. You don't need anybody else's permission to be happy. You don't need anybody else's permission to be successful. You have every right to determine what success looks like and means for you. And for some of us, it is to be single. And for some of us, it's to be single for a season so that we can work on ourselves from healing, from the last situationships or whatever we were involved in. And for some of us, some of you may even be married right now, but want to know how to, raise your daughters to make better choices, right? So that's the goal of this channel. That's the goal of Dr. Jackie's channel, to empower women to make better decisions and to position women to increase their level of living in terms of increased level of money, developing multiple streams of income through entrepreneurship, and making better choices in terms of relationships. So hope this has been helpful. Thanks for watching. And until I see you on the next video, God bless, and y'all take good care. Bye-bye.